Now, I've waited a long time for this moment, so if you're not fans of Smug people, tune out now, because by the end of this, I'm hoping I'm going to be quite very smug. Now, obviously, I have my stalkers, evangelist stalkers, 3, 4, 5 of them in particular. One of them, however, has taken it to the next level, and this is genius. He now runs my transcripts of every video through ChatGPT and dissects it and gets AI to dissect it in huge paragraphs. I mean, pages of it. I haven't read much of it. I've skimmed through it. And do you know what the main thing is? AI says that I'm sarcastic and inflammatory. Hey? Sarcastic, my arse. So at least AI's got that bit right. Anyway, this is his way of proving that I'm a charlatan and should not be breathing air and should not be on YouTube or Facebook or saying anything about anything at all because I'm thick as shit, blah, 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 blah. All the usual insults, blah, blah, blah. And he's intellectually superior to me, which is why he's got to use AI. And I thought now would be as good a time as any to tackle that subject. But there is a greater subject at large. Because one of the things I am being accused of by him and my fellow stalkers is misinformation. Now, misinformation is a word that appeared 5 years ago. When people started saying, I don't believe what the government are telling me. I think they might be lying. No, you're spreading misinformation. Now, this is very important because I need my book for this. I've had to write stuff down because I couldn't remember it all. I ain't even got a right page ready. It's just a load of horses that I bet on. Crossbreeds. No, that's not the page. Ah, there we go. Right, got it. So, this whole thing about me spreading misinformation, lies, etc., and I'm a danger to society and I should be locked up, etc. Much like all the other people on Twitter that got locked up for saying things about the riots last year. And much like a certain Mr. Robinson who got locked up for saying that it was largely Pakistanis that were doing the grooming and raping. And, what's happened there? What's happened there? Oh, was that misinformation? Or did the media lie to you? And did the government lie to you? Oh, that's right. They lied to you. Because they lie to you. It's what they do. Now, to prove this, as it happens, a story came out this week that proves my point beautifully. So, the journalist is a man called Lewis Brackpool. You may have heard of him, you may not. He submitted 140 odd Freedom of Information requests to the government demanding details on meetings, etc., on specific items. There's only one that I'm interested in right now. You can see the lot. He's got his own Substack channel. I don't have a Substack channel. I gotta admit, don't really know anything about it. But nevertheless, all his stuff is on there. I have watched this video that he's put up on this subject. You need to watch it. Everything is there in detail. Government documents, non-disputable. It's all there in black and white and yellow, weirdly. So I want you to cast your minds back to the madness that was 2020 and COVID. And at the time, I attained the nickname Tinfoil Tone because apparently I was a tinfoil hat-wearing conspiracy theorist who, according to my critics back then, should be locked up, not available to speak, and shouldn't have a platform, shouldn't have people following him and listening to him, and was a danger to society. One of the things I said was that the media was being manipulated by the government to send out messaging, Mr. Magpie, I've got horses running, send out messaging through the media that pushed government propaganda, just like Mr. Herman Goebbels, Joseph Goebbels, not Herman Goebbels, Herman Goering, Joseph Goebbels, Herman Goering, Joseph Goebbels. Just like Joseph Goebbels did, use the media to manipulate it and push out propaganda. And I banged on about this literally from the day Boris Johnson started talking about COVID, and I said, I smell a rat. You can go back on my Facebook, 5 years, it's all there. It comes up on Facebook memories every day. Stuff that I said was happening, and then there was the whole thing with the pubs and the 2 meters and the Scotch eggs and all that other crazy shit that went on. But let's concentrate on one thing alone, because this is how I prove that Tinfoil Tone, the conspiracy theorist, was fucking right. Brace yourselves. I'm about to go into Smug Corner. So, you will remember, and these dates are very important, because I want you to remember these dates. The first lockdown was March the 27th, 2020. The first vaccination was supplied to the person in Britain. It was called Dick Turpin or something, wasn't it? He had a weird name. He's dead now anyway. That's a different story. On December the 7th, 2020. So we've got the first lockdown on March the 27th. And we've got December the 7th, 2020 for the first vaccination. And this is very important, because on February the 2nd, 2020, the departure of culture, media, sports and... digital culture, media and sport met with the following broadcasters. BBC, ITV, Channel 4. And then subsequently with all these broadcasters. But on the 2nd of February 2020, they met with the main broadcasters to discuss, and I quote, the possibility of major soap operas, i.e. BBC, EastEnders, ITV, Coronation Street, writing into their storylines for several months' time, pro-vaccination lines, pro-COVID lines, pro-lockdown lines, and pro-messaging. All involving whatever the government told them to put in, they would then put it into their soap operas that you would then sit at home and watch and digest it and go, oh, the government must be right. I've just seen Claude Tavernier talking about it. I remember this clip. It was where he said, yeah, man. Oh, am I allowed to do Jamaican accents? Oh, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. Yeah, man, I just won the lottery, man. Oh, have you really won the lottery? No, man, I'm having my second jab. And then he fell over in the corner shop, completely unrelated. Point being, it's in the government documents. And this went on through the entire COVID pandemic, or plandemic, as it should be called. The government were influencing news output. They were influencing soap opera output. They were influencing documentaries. They were influencing everything. And there is even documents in this Lewis Brackpool's documentary that he did, which show that they asked celebrities to endorse their messages because that's the only way they can get their message across to skeptics. They were particularly interested in males aged 20 to 35, and I didn't even fucking fit into that bracket then. Well, stone, I suppose, but that would be about it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, yeah, but come on, Tone. You're banging on about this. No. Concentrate on the fucking date. The 2nd of February, 2020. 7 weeks before the first lockdown. Nobody, anywhere, had mentioned a vaccine at this point, anywhere in the world. It was all about, how do we stop it spreading? It was not about the vaccine at this point. Not 7 weeks. It took another 10 months before the first vaccine came out. Yet here they are, the government, telling the broadcasters what to put in their storylines in the months to come, including the main thing being pro-vaccination messaging. They knew what they were doing. It was all pre-planned. It was all done in advance. Storylines were written in advance. This was before the first lockdown, before we'd even had an even proper pandemic here. They were already meeting, planning for the future because they already knew what was going to happen. Well, how does that happen if it was just something that appeared out of nowhere and nobody knew anything about it and then everyone scrambled to sort it out? unless they knew exactly what they were doing, they knew what was coming, they knew what they were going to do, and they knew how they were going to do it, and they needed to bribe the broadcasters to do the messaging for them, because otherwise they couldn't keep up their end of the bargain with the rest of the world. I said this at the time, and I was accused of misinformation. I said the media are being deliberately manipulated by the government to produce their messaging. And I was told I was a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist who should be locked up for misinformation and should never be allowed on Facebook and should be banned from saying anything at all because I'm killing people. Those exact words were used. You are killing people. Well, to those people who said that I was a tinfoil hat conspiracy wearing conspiracy theorist back then, 5 years ago, I'd like to say the following to you. Fuck you. I was right. If only you'd listened to me, you might have been able to carry on living your life without living in fear and shaking like a shitting dog. And all you that abused me, wow, I won't expect an apology, because you'll find some way of saying, oh yeah, but, this is the tip of the iceberg. It's all going to come out now, just like the bloody grooming gang inquiry. It's all going to come out now because you can't cover up and cover up and cover up these days. Things get exposed. It's took 5 years, but now this Lewis Brackpool is on it. He is on it, and he's not going to stop. And he said, he even says in this video, he cannot believe that the government released this information to him. He's surprised they even released it, but they did. It's heavily redacted, as are all government documents, but it's there. It's there for everyone to see. There's no disputing it. There's no getting away from it. It was entirely planned. It was pre-planned. It was done in advance. Everyone knew their jobs. Everyone knew what they had to do. They knew the messaging they had to get out in 9 months' time. And I sat there like not a lone wolf, because there were plenty of us doing it. But we were all lambasted by everyone and told that we were scumbags who deserved to die of COVID. And yes, I was told that on several occasions. And now I am being told the same thing. You fat bastard, are spreading misinformation about electric vehicles and climate change and all the rest of it. And you should be locked up. You shouldn't be allowed to say these things. We should only get one lot of messaging, and that messaging comes through the media, who are being manipulated by the government. It's proven, it's fact, it's in documents, it's in the bloody government documents, it's in the Freedom of Information request. It cannot be disputed. The government are manipulating the messaging of the things that you see. And it's people like me where you can't be manipulated by the government because you don't fucking listen to them. And that's why YouTube and Twitter exists now, for precisely that reason. And they are the biggest pain in the arsehole of any government who is trying to manipulate the people into doing what they want. Well, I sit here, actually, I don't stand here. I sit here incredibly chuffed to be called Tinfoil Tone. Incredibly chuffed. I'm proud of my tinfoil hat. I'm proud of being I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy factist. Because stuff that I say that people call a conspiracy, I don't call it a conspiracy. They call it a conspiracy. And then it turns out to be true. That it's not a conspiracy anymore. It's simply true. So thank you. I remain over here in Smug Corner, where I will stay for quite some time. Feel free to fact check anything in this video. I couldn't give a shit. Future my arse.